Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here today to see me. My name is Edna J. White, and this is Wounded to Wonderful and EJW Coaching for Life. So, I am going to share with you something that came across my email today, and I hope that it will be, I guess, helpful for you. Okay, so today's topic is some painful truths that help you find your life purpose. Many people ask me about life purpose because that's what I do. I coach to find your life purpose. I coach to find your life partner. I coach to find your life in general, and I've coached to find your life business. So they ask me questions. So I'm coming to you today about life purpose. Most people have no clue what they want to do in life. So, and in life, our parents tell us you have to get a job. So we go and work at Burger King, we work wherever we want to work, or we need to work, not want. And it terrifies us. Like, oh God, I gotta work here and I want to do this, but parents are saying this. So finding your life purpose has a whole host of questions and things that go along with it. Questions and queries that go along with what is my life purpose? Mark Manson said, if you don't have any idea what to do with yourself, what makes you think some other person on a website would? Think about that. What if you don't know, how could somebody else know? And the purpose of life coaching is to let you ask yourself the questions, and I stand and hold you accountable. You said that, you did this. Remember, you went and said this. So I'm the accountability partner. I'm more like a sounding board that gives you reasoning, or the mirror that gives you reflection. I know that, a lot of things that go on, we often ask ourselves when we're dealing with this purpose in our lives that it's so very hard to find the answer. And we rely on the answer from people in the clergy, we rely on our family members, our parents mostly, we rely on counselors, we rely on people that we trust to give us advice to find it, but it's not with other people, it's with us. One thing I want to suppose to you, there's no higher purpose. There's nothing higher or nothing overthought, or it's just not there. Purpose is purpose with everybody, no matter who we are. It's just a purpose. Whatever we're destined to do specifically in our lives, that's what we're destined to do. It's not nothing higher. It's nothing more extravagant than the next. It's adding to the world that we live in and making it run either smoothly or roughly. And those are really our purposes. We have to start to figure things out for ourselves. Nobody's going to figure it out for us. No one's going to say to us your life purpose. Because at the end of somebody pronouncing you're this and you're that, guess what happens? At a certain time in your life, maybe in your 50s and your 60s, you stop and you say, I didn't never wanted to do that. But you don't want to get to that point in your 50s and 60s and say, I never want to do that. Life is about choices that we make. Some are good, some are bad, but all of them eventually have consequences. So there's no higher being of purpose. No one's higher than anyone else regarding purpose. This may sound cruel to some, but the universe is indifferent. The world doesn't care if you like this or hate it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even think about you. The world responds, the universe responds to what you giving off. And in the scheme of things, whatever we give off is what we get back. So you're living, honestly, either problematic, chaotic, positive, enduring, whatever you're doing, you are living it for yourself. So why not make it to the fullest? Even today, most people don't care about you at all. They're really focusing on themselves and what makes them better, good or bad, love or hate, indifferent or backwards. Doesn't matter. This isn't a call for action. It's a start. It's a start to cutting away things that make you feel worthless, and then to find the things that empower you. Once you realize that you have the power to choose your own destiny, it's liberating. I waited till I was older in my life to find it in my 40s. I found it and I did all the things that I wanted to do or I desired to do. I did them all and I'm still doing some of them. We need to stop being so society bound and so heritage bound and so opinionated bound. We need to create. Once you realize that you don't have to play into the roles of all that has been given to you or all of that's been spoken into you, there's not anything that you absolutely cannot do. The sky's the limit. Women were told that they were destined to be inferior to men in many countries, even here. Sadly to say, Africans were destined to be slaves, so they told us. We were destined in our family life to marry and have children and stay in that picket fence. And some even to marry too soon. Even worse, imagine if you found out that your entire life that you've done all these things was nothing more than a pass in the night. Said, I don't want you to be that way. I want you to live your life to the fullest, knowing that you can create whenever you want. It's not your destiny to be with your mother or your pastor or your evangelist minister, friends, cousins that destine you. You have to make your own destiny. Don't worry about finding it, make it. Don't dig up earth to look for it, make it. Number two, a friend of mine once told me a sad story about their father. For most of his life, he had pushed himself to work 10, 12-hour days. Slaving away at the job was basically meaningless to him. Yet he never complained or never regretted the decision. Then once he retired, he realized he doesn't know what he needs to do. And he began drinking himself away because he realized that he was on this robotic move every day because someone had told him that was what you're supposed to do. And so he did a disservice to his children who wanted nothing to do with him because in his repetition of what he was doing, really didn't have any interaction with his children. So what did they live out? Exactly what he mimicked to them. So there was no reason or rhyme for his life that he had finished. So he started drinking himself into oblivion. And he started insulting people, that anyone that crossed his path. And it was unfortunate that he turned to this bad set of events. And it was even worse that his family was lost in the tragedy. But when you tie yourself into something that's temporary, a job, a relationship, a skill set, you naturally feel depressed when these things are taken away. I remember when I moved and I was in a 1 bedroom. I'm still there now. And I said, oh, my children are gone. I started feeling down. What do I do with myself now? But I was responding to the words that were told to me, you're an empty nester. And I started to feel that. And it started to make meaning in my life. And I had to immediately turn that off. I had to turn that off because it was filling up my life. And said, no, they're living their lives. And I want them to live beautiful, purpose lives, abundantly loving, happy, laughing. I want them to have it all. And as I talked myself through that, I felt good. And I also felt like I wasn't leaving people's lives in the gutter, like this unfortunate friend's father, that his children were left in the gutter without a father who was there. And that's the worst, that you have someone there that's not there. That's the worst. So they would repeat the same cycle that he showed to them, unless that they're either shown by someone and shared and then allow themselves to take on the change to be able to create their entire life and have a part in it. Life purpose is all about the push. It's not about you being better than the other person in your purpose. It's about the push that makes you feel like you are given your best, because you become a great person, you become a great friend, you become a great daughter or a son, you become a great sibling, you become great at what you do because you're living in your purpose. And it's not all I'm better than the next person, or I'm lesser than the next person. It means that you're right where you need to be. Your life purpose needs to be something that you never end. Your purpose is something broader. You can always find a way to contribute to it way into your old age, no matter what. For me, my purpose is to find ways to keep mentally strength and fortify others and help others to do the same. And I keep fulfilling this purpose, and I want to continue to be happy in what I do until I die. I may not likely change drastically over time, and that's okay. What I'm saying is that you take good care about what you do. I'm not saying you shouldn't care about your job or your relationships or even your surroundings. You should, but they shouldn't be the only thing you care about. What I'm saying is you should care about something else even more. I want to give you a funny, and my sister loves Batman. So I'm going to use him in the example that I'm going to say. My sister loves Batman, and she has his memorabilia. She has his, I guess, the thing on her phone, the whatever, screensaver, whatever. She loves him. So I'm going to say if Batman lost all his wealth, his gadgets, and his friends to help him do what he does, and was left with nothing and no one, he would still have the same life purpose. And he would still be dedicated the same amount of time to it, just through different means. He wouldn't have the gadgets, he wouldn't have the friends, but he would still be in that purpose. So Batman, if you're anybody else, I know it's itching, if you were anybody else, you'd still, without all the things there, you would still have that same purpose, even though you do it differently. 3, you attach meaning to things. Did you know that what you do today is that first thing? So it's like saying happy birthday all over again. Do you know that? It's like every day, it's a new day. Happy birthday. And I remember watching Frosty the Snowman. He's a perfect example. Whenever he comes back to life, happy birthday. It's happy birthday. Every day is happy birthday. It's not really your birthday, but it's almost like that. Every morning, it's different. Birthdays matter in society, and they should matter to you. You need to decide if every day matters. There have to be meaning in your life. I know Frosty the Snowman, he wanted to let everyone have fun when he was alive. Whenever he got up that next morning, it was always, let's have fun. Let's have family and friends, and let's do this and let's do that. You have to have meaning in your life. It has to make meaning for you. Purpose has to have that. And if you're saying words like, who cares? Sure. Um, Whatever. Um, okay. Those things don't give the universe meaning. They just give it, it does this. Like, what do they really mean? Life's purpose is essential, and it's that one thing you care about the most. So, answering whatever, who cares? Sure. I does not give you peak performance. Yes or no gives you peak performance. Even though if you have obstacles through the yes or the no, it gives you peak performance. You have to decide if you really care. If you constantly, consciously care, if you're proactive about it, you have to choose if you really care. 4, the goal of life isn't happiness. What? It's not happiness? Whoa. Yes, it's not happiness. It's helping yourself and implementing those skills and those things that can help you be happy. It's not the only thing that matter. Happiness is not the only thing. And it's really ridiculous to think about that. I remember someone saying to me, my happiness is paramount. And then someone else told me It's easier for you to be happy than sad. And I had to analyze that with myself because happiness is an easy emotion. See, we can pretend and then we can be. It takes no effort. And when you're happy, you're happy. The world is wonderful, the sun is shining, birds are chirping, and double rainbows. And then you lose it, and the world's crap. Well, how do you go from happy to, oh, there's a whole lot that goes on in between there. Happiness is an emotion that has to be tempered. It has to do with learning how to be sad and embracing that you're supposed to be sad. Learning that you can be angry and you're supposed to be angry. Learning that you have that ability to have all those emotions and they play a great part in your life, but not to let them rule you. So being happy, it's great. But as soon as that feeling slips away from you, you're left confused and sad. And then that's gone, then you're depressed, and then you're confused and sad, and then now you're temporarily down in the gutter and you're either or creating habits that don't necessarily have anything to do or be able to bring you back up. And you keep chasing that happiness that lasts, keep chasing that. Chasing happiness is like a dog chasing its own tail. Today, I saw my pup doing that. And I was like, no, 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 don't do that. It's like spinning around. And imagine doing that long term with negative parts of your life. You have to learn to embrace the pain and learn to learn from that pain so that you become stronger. I don't know how, much I can express to you. Helping yourself helps everyone else. Don't chase happiness because ultimately it will leave you unhappy. Don't chase anything. Learn to temper your emotions. 5, for the most part, you're not special. Just not. I remember people used to say to me, oh, you're special. You're such a different type of person. And I used to say, no, I'm actually what you are if you get out of your own way. And that's really what it is. All of us that come to a level that you are really going to attain, if you try to, are not special. We're just at different levels. And everyone has to respect that. Reason why there is jealousy that prevails or is evident is because people don't realize I'm your next level if you get out of your own way. And they don't respect that I'm that person. I'm unique, but I am not special. I'm unique. God created us all unique, but I'm not special. So I don't get a star for being me. I'm just unique. And you can be, if you can do what I want, what I'm doing, if you want to, but you have to get out of your own way. It's just that easy. You have to stop overthinking. You have to stop being shy, intrusive sometimes with your talking, insecure, have paranoia. You have to stop procrastinating. You have to be disciplined. You have to focus. You have to learn. You have to find the meaning of your existence, your passion. You have to take risks, and you have to get out of the job that you're stuck in. You feel stuck in and you hate. You have to end relationships that are problems, family, friends, or romantic partner. I can't tell you how many emails that I've been through that I've gotten so many requests and questions about struggling with relationships, with life purpose, productivity, being social, anxiety. And all it is that they're assuming that they're special. And I remember my teacher telling me, I think her name was Miss Giordano, telling me, never assume anything because you make an ass out of you and me. You only become special through your actions, and you're unique because you believe in yourself. Number six, you don't know what you want. Most people, as I found out, even with myself, don't know. We don't know what we want. So if I were to ask my clients, what do you want in life? They couldn't even tell me. And I've asked myself that question in my book that I have called The Big Ask. And I was pondering over that for days, trying to figure out, what do I want? You have to know what you want. Even when you dress yourself in the morning, you have to know what you want. Even when you get up to go and do what you need to do or what you have to have breakfast, you got to know what you want. You can't have that sure, okay, whatever, I attitude and then get something you don't want and then you're upset. You have to know what you want. I want to give you just a little tidbit, or I guess a nugget. My life purpose has been evolving over time, and yours will too. Before getting in the place that am now, my life purpose has changed over the 10 years 4 times. And I still wasn't happy with it. But it's changed because of those segments of my life, of the choices that I made to be in that part of my life. It changed. So it will develop and hopefully grow and evolve. As you grow as a person, your interests and your values will change. And the more you change, the more your life purpose will change. I tried a whole lot of stuff. When I finally found what genuinely that I enjoy doing, it just popped. Clients start coming in, work started becoming easy, no sleepless nights, slept through the night, exercise was great. I found what I was meant to do. And you will too. So don't think that it's going to come as a quick answer or something that just comes out of the sky. It's not. You have to choose your life purpose wisely. But don't worry, if you screw up, you can always choose again. 7, it's okay to be clueless. It's totally okay. Because I was clueless. A lot of things that I've started and that I remember today as a perfect example, I have written so many pieces, so many, and I was like, at the beginning, I didn't know what to do with them. And I was all over it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with them. And just today, I'm reading um, um, an article in one of the ways to market, and it talked about repurposing. And I'm like, oh. And I go back to all of the things I've written, which was over 300 articles. And it talked about repurposing. And I created a marketing plan to repurpose some of those items. So I said, wow, I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, but now I know. So it's always something that's always ever changing. And no matter what you choose, you're finally going to get it. It's all going to come together. It's all going to look good anyway. So I want to just share with you that if you choose one skill, make sure you deal with anything that life throws at you. And that's your experience, that's your skill that you're honing. And I know it would definitely be mental strength. That's why I wrote my book, Big Ask. I want you to get that book because it gives you questions and it helps you to explore what your real purpose is and ask yourself the tough questions. And it gives you room enough to actually figure out what your life purpose is. This is Edna J. White, and I thank you for stopping by. Remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and please share with your friends what I am saying today and have them join my channel. I need them. Bye for now.